Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Patriots Table. We are continuing from last week's episode. We still have Ali here with us. Really good conversation on the situation in Gaza and where we're going to pick up on this episode, and I'm really excited about this. We're going to talk about the where AIPAC started and what's going on with that. And Ali has some great insight on that. Ali, I'll just let you
Yeah,
take it
sure.
from here.
So, I'm sure you guys heard of the military aid packages that go to Israel, $3.8 billion, and all the congressmen and senators, congresswomen always cheer on Israel, Israel. It's because they're backed up by unlimited amounts of money. These group of people called AIPAC, which stands for American Israel Public Affairs Committee, they come in and in a way bribe our senators and our Congress. They bribe them, like, hey, listen, we'll help you win your next election. We'll get your name out there. We'll bring you to Israel, come visit the Holy Land, and we'll get you elected. But if you don't go with us, you're not gonna make it. We're gonna give you unlimited funds, unlimited advertisement, and quite frankly, we run a show here. So you either go with us or against us, and people that go against us don't win. So in a way, most I'm gonna say probably I read the statistics. They say 75% of Congress and senators actually work with AIPAC and take their funds and donations. On record, they give them close to $1 million, 1.5 million. And what's happening under the books, under the table, off record, we don't know. But they're basically pushing them to pass laws that favors Israel, foreign government. And I don't know if you guys know, AIPAC is now registered as a foreign entity. You know that, right?
Well,
When
yeah,
you
I knew
Right.
lobby
that.
for a different country, you have to under Fahara, the law, the certain law name, you have to register under as a foreign agent. That when you lobby for a foreign country, you have to register as a foreign agent. And these guys label themselves as Americans. You know what I mean? And then they've been criticized by a lot of people that don't work with them. For example, MTG, what's her name? Margaret Taylor Greene. She's been heavily against him lately. I don't know if you guys have been watching her.
Uh-huh,
She's been
uh-huh.
against him, and a lot of Congress and senators are speaking against them. They want them to register as foreign agents. That's lobbying for a foreign country, and they will
Well, that
not do it.
that would make it foreign interference in U.S. election, which would not fly, right? So that's the reason why they're not doing it.
Yeah, even JFK wanted them to actually same thing, to
Uh-huh.
register as a foreign lobbying group, and they denied it, and suddenly JFK is dead.
I was about to
Yeah.
say
So
he was gonna pull the trigger on that, and it wasn't even a week later he's gone.
yeah, yeah, within the same week or two, yeah.
And I
Um,
and that makes me wonder, Trump talked about releasing the files on the JFK
he
assassination, and
he
that
gonna do it.
that
I,
never came about, and it's like, oh, does that put AIPAC or Israel or certain things in a bad light? The reason why that didn't come out, the reason why we haven't seen the Epstein's list come out that we said, when you have a Mossad agent running the stuff, like it's so crazy that some of the worst things and going on in America and in our history have to do with in some way, shape, or form, Israel.
Uh-huh.
yeah,
These
everything leads
this
back to Israel. Like they say, follow the money, guys. Follow the money. All that money leads back to Israel.
mm,
So, just to show your viewers, let them know a little bit more about AIPAC. They're a powerful lobbying group in the United States that advocates for Israel policies to Congress and executive branches. Its main goal is to ensure strong U.S.-Israel relations, primarily through military, diplomatic, and economic support from the U.S. government to Israel. What does AIPAC do? Their main thing is lobbying. AIPAC works to influence U.S. legislation and foreign policy in favor of Israel. This includes security military aid packages, promoting sanctions on Israel's adversaries like Iran, opposing resolutions seen as critical of Israel. And while AIPAC doesn't donate directly to the candidates, it has close relationships with many politicians and helps steer funding towards pro-Israel candidates through associated PACs and networks. So they use their PACs here to actually donate to them. And in recent years, it's become more directly involved in elections through super PACs. AIPAC has hold conferences, briefings, and trips to Israel for U.S. lawmakers to strengthen ties and spread this message. So what they do is they make relationship with whoever's running, Congress or Senate. Hey, listen, come to Israel, come to the Holy Land, come check it out. They bring them to Israel, and I believe what they do is blackmailing. Okay,
Mhm.
come on a fun trip, get them drunk, do
Yeah.
something, do something, and then I don't know what to do. I don't know. They sleep with little kids, they cheat on their spouse. I don't know what it is, man. They record it and they hold it against them. They blackmail them.
I
Okay,
mean,
now listen, you have two options now. You either take our money or we expose you. Here's all the proof and evidence. We got it right here recorded. So Israel, just like Epstein, they do a lot of blackmailing, guys. A lot of blackmail. Mossad is known for blackmailing. I don't know if you want to touch on that, Trey.
that kind of goes hand in hand with the whole Epstein's Island thing. I
Yeah,
mean, we have a intelligence asset, and there have been and even his girl, Ghislaine,
yeah,
there's ties to the Mossad and ties to Israel. So you have very, very, very powerful world leaders that are suspected on this list, and a lot of the most influential and powerful people in our government and in Europe. I mean, it's not just America; it's all over the
right.
world. So you had an whole island dedicated to blackmailing the leaders of the Western civilization, as to put it in a nutshell. So I just, how can we turn a blind eye to that? Like the numbers are out there. What you're talking about, APAC, donating or allowing influencing people to donate to these candidates. I mean, gosh, I saw the number for Ted Cruz was over and his time in government was over 100 million.
Yeah,
In his time in government has been donated through APAC to his campaign, millions. I mean, and this isn't Republican. This is
yeah.
both sides of the
Oh, it's
fence.
Both
both
There's
sides.
sides.
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
you like
Here,
you had.
I'll kind of give you a quick breakdown of who they donate to and how much. So top recipients of APAC donations from 2023 to 2024 cycle, this cycle for getting reelected. Number one, you got George Latimer for Congress, $1.35 million. Number two, Roseanne for Nevada, $1.2 million. Number three, Mendez for Senate, $1.8 million. Number four, Hakeem Jeffries for Congress, 800,000. Richie Torres for Congress, 600,000. Josh Gothamir, 600,000. Wesley Bell, 550,000. And now, then they also got a separate branch, and this group, what's their name? It's a very big pack. I forgot their name, but they distributed over 3.7 million to these individuals running for Congress as well. They gave Richie Torres 200,000. Again, Hakeem Jeffries 200,000. This is recent. Debbie Wasserman Schultz for Florida 200,000. Josh Gothamir 60,000. Louis Franco 33,000. Republicans they're giving them. They gave Ken Calver of California 100,000. Mike Johnson of LA 100,000. Michael McCall of Texas 100,000. So these guys just give and give. So 2023-24 cycle, they donated over $37 million in Congress races. Okay. They gave 24 million to 356 House members. They gave $8 million to 40 senators and $5.6 million to unelected candidates that they just lost. They never made it. So 214 Democrats received 24 million, while 179 Republicans received 14 million. So Wesley Bell alone got $1 million from them. George Latimer, 1.7 million. So these guys are just like full blown Zionists. Like, yes, I'll do it. Yes, I'll do it. What do you want? They're giving what they want. They're okay. How much you need for your race? We need 1.5. We need 1.10. We need whatever 1.9. So these guys are just getting ridiculous amounts of money thrown at them in exchange to do what Israel wants. You know what I mean? Whatever Israel wants, they're gonna pass it. Any bill they have that's gonna hit their desk, they're gonna sign off to it. They're gonna sign off, and it's sick. For me, for me, I think the way that we could change that is educating the youth, the younger crowd, and help them run against these old farts that's been in the system for 100 years, like
Uh-huh.
Biden. He was in the Senate for freaking like 60 years. All these Congress, they've been 50, 60 years in there. It's time for fresh blood. It's time for people to run that actually care about America. America first. We need the younger crowd to see what's going on because they're the future. We're getting old. We're washed up. We need an education system to really teach people the right history. This is a problem here, guys. They're not teaching the right history. They're teaching them Israel this, Israel that, churches, schools, anywhere you go, it's all lies. Lies about Israel being God's chosen people. And if you go against Israel, God's is gonna burn you in hell, and God won't bless you if you don't support Israel. We need real education that's going to show the youth the right way and actually push them and motivate them to run against these guys. Let's get new Congress, new Senate. We need change.
So,
This is not going to change with the same people being elected over and over and over.
I mean, you have a good point there. I mean, that is the route to go, but here's the problem with that, right? Because in order to run for election in this country, you need money. Because I know this because I ran for like school board.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not even like big money,
But if somebody
running.
believes in your vision, you get the public to donate. The public, we donate. If I believe in you, Ravi, and you say, "Hey, I want to come in the school system and educate the kids on this certain
Yeah.
criteria, and I want to get rid of the LGB, criteria and the sex criteria," and I love that, and I'm sure millions of Americans would love that too. We'll support you and back you up and donate to you.
Well, the city that I
$10,
live,
$50, $100. That all helps. But no, you're right. But you're right.
That's
It's
the
gonna be hard
city.
to go against
You
super
don't know
PACs.
where he lives, Ali. It's
the city
bad.
that I live in, and saying that is what got me not elected. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh man, he lives in the capital of the LGBs,
that's right.
ABCs.
yeah.
But the problem is, I mean, you need money to
Nothing
run.
against you
This is the thing.
guys. Nothing against you. You're free to do
Oh,
what
no,
you
no,
want to do.
no,
I'm just
no. I
saying in
mean, yeah,
general.
no. You were just joking. But the problem is, if you don't, the you can have like as many people support you as possible, but then when a
Yeah.
PAC comes along and donates big money to the opposing candidate, I mean, they just crush you because for one sign you put in, they have 100. So it all boils back down into who has the money and power. So we need to stop these lobby groups from other countries,
It's actually
especially.
called the law is called FARA. So they have to register under FARA as
Yeah,
a foreign entity.
yeah,
That's what
yeah.
it is. So that's what the JFK wanted. He wanted to sign
So
to go ahead and sign in FARA. Yeah.
somebody with the balls needs to come and do it. And we thought it was Trump, but obviously it's not because right now
He turned out to be
he's
the biggest psyop
yeah,
ever.
he's just the biggest disappointment that I've ever experienced in
I mean,
recent time politics. I mean, I voted for the guy 3 times.
Yeah.
this
I voted
is,
for him in the first election.
and this is going to take somebody smarter than me to answer this, but I just want to throw it out there for people to chew on and ponder. We're talking about a topic that got a sitting U.S. president assassinated, and I have no proof for this whatsoever, but somebody took a shot and almost assassinated President Trump as well. Is he following in line and pushing all this stuff? Yes. Did they maybe not want to have to use certain cards, and this was more inconvenience for them? I don't know. But all I'm saying is, if this got a sitting U.S. president assassinated, like, what's it actually going to take to bring about this change? Because to your point, Ravi, you have good, honest people running, and a PAC just comes along and wipes the floor with them. Or if they're running as a Republican, the GOP is not going to back somebody who is openly against
No,
Israel, and so it's just not going to happen. So, and then you're not even going to get anywhere close to being elected going the third party route. So, like, what actually, aside from like Civil War talk, like, what actually can and needs to happen to actually bring about this change? Because I haven't heard anything that actually sounds
Brother,
viable.
the way this is gonna change is U.S. has to put U.S. first. Our government have to put us first. We are sending $3.8 billion a year from our hard-earned tax money, guys. We
Uh-huh.
have over here in America homeless people. We have to pay for education. We have to pay for healthcare. Israel has free healthcare, free education. Okay, and
Our money.
recently Congress just passed a bill to pay for the IDF soldiers' hospital visits and bills. Now you know that, right?
Uh-huh.
We just signed a hush hush bill that American taxpayers have to pay for the IDF soldiers to go to hospitals and post traumatic stress issues and all this crazy stuff. While we have veterans in America homeless and dying, okay, from sicknesses and post traumatic stress, PTSD, and we're not helping our own veterans, but we're helping Israeli veterans. Like, what kind of sick, twisted world do we live in, guys? Again, we put Israel first, everything Israel first,
Yeah.
America second. And it's like, why aren't we passing these laws for our veterans, for our people in America, for our homeless people, for our people with no health care? Why are we letting big pharma rob us from millions of dollars and billions of dollars in medicine when other countries have it for free, like Canada, free health care, Israel, free health care, while
Yeah.
we have to pay for everything? And that's your field, doctor. You know about this.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like my father had to pay for his insulin. Okay, he has bad diabetes. He pays for his insulin. He doesn't have the right insurance. He has to pay for his insulin. It's very expensive. I'm sure you see in my post. He had a heart attack a few weeks ago. He did a big surgery. He
Yeah,
has
I
to
saw
pay
that.
for his,
Yeah.
for his medicine, the blood thinners. Each prescription is $800 a month. It's
Yeah.
sickening, man. And all this money is going to Israel. Why are people suffering in America? This is what I mean by that. And again, I'm not saying this because I hate Jews or I'm anti-Semitic
Right.
or whatever you want to call me. Let's just put America first, guys. Forget that I'm Palestinian. Why can't we be first as a country, then help everybody else? You
Yeah,
know what I
but this
mean?
is the reason why we put this guy who's in office right now. I mean, he ran on that platform, but look at what he's doing now. I mean, like,
It's
Yeah.
it's
everything,
yeah.
everything
So
but
everything
everything but.
but. I
The,
mean,
the,
if
this
he,
year alone, MTG said they passed, I think like seven, eight bills for Israel, just this year, hush hush bills. Like, didn't make a big deal out of it. They kept it on low low to just sign and pass it for Israel.
yeah,
One of them being we're gonna pay for the IDF, healthcare.
Uh,
Another one being like for like college funds and like we're giving these people billions of dollars for them to live good and have a great life while we're suffering here.
we've had
I'm mind boggled.
disasters. We have had like natural disasters within our own country where people were left without homes and we're giving them
Yeah,
$500.
and what did
You
Trump
know,
say about
like
that? What did Trump say about that? He said any state that recognizes Palestine, I'm cutting off I'm cutting off aid for crisis issues. You guys see that
oh
I
2 weeks
think
yeah,
he,
I
ago?
saw.
yeah, he said that, but I think he retracted that later when he
He
saw it.
Yeah,
retracted
because
it
they went
later, but
crazy.
then they changed the language.
Oh, is it
It's
still there?
actually it's still a thing. But they changed the wording of it so it doesn't sound as bad.
So
Uh,
if you say free Palestine or if you say I'm a boycott Israel, he's cutting off federal grants to that state.
Yeah, but see, okay, so this is a good point to bring the other video in from Jeffrey Sachs. But I mean, this is not just us saying it. I mean, so there are people who are prominent figures in the Jewish community. I mean, Jeffrey Sachs is a very well known Jewish economist in the United States. And, he recently was interviewed. Uh, and on that interview, I mean, he said something that I think our viewers should probably listen to. And then I have a couple of questions for you on that as well.
Okay. Oh, I love this. I've seen this. I can't hear it.
I don't know what happened to the audio there. The captions are working, but not the audio.
Hmm.
So
Not
there you
sure
go.
why the audio wasn't working there for you guys. I
Right,
apologize.
people
But
could read it.
the captions there,
So
yeah, that
obviously the prominent Jews, even in this country, are now starting to speak up against what's going on, and they're
Absolutely.
calling it as it is. I mean, they're calling it a genocide. They're calling Trump out. They're calling us complicit in what's going on. So the question I have for you is, I mean, Palestine and Israel are both surrounded by, other Arab countries. Why do you think they are not getting involved in it?
Okay, so yeah, we gotta go a little bit deeper in history now. Back in the early 1900s, you have Jordan and Saudi Arabia, which was King Abdullah the First and King Faisal, okay, of Saudi Arabia. They
Uh-huh.
actually signed Palestine over to Israel. I don't know if you guys noticed. They actually signed for Israel to take over Palestine. Now let's go a little bit deeper. King Faisal is not a real Muslim. If you go back 200 years, they actually come from a Jewish family. King Faisal, okay,
Hmm.
and his family.
I didn't know that.
The Saudi kings, they're actually originally Jews that converted to Muslims, but we believe that it was all fake conversion because the Jews, Zionists, think ahead of time. They plant people.
Uh-huh.
So that family was a plant. Same thing with the Jordanian family was a plant. Okay, the King Abdullah, the Hashemites, they're all also plants. So these king rulers around Palestine are actually Zionists. They're not really Muslims. They were plants from 200, 300.
Well, which
Did
is
they plan out these type of things?
that's
They
interesting
think
because
ahead of
that's
time.
probably why they are one of our allies.
Absolutely,
Yeah, I
absolutely.
didn't
They work
realize
with
that.
America. They work with
Yeah.
Israel. They work with Britain, France, Canada. So
Mm-hmm.
these
and aren't
people are not
those
Muslim.
two of
They're
the
not.
major countries
They're
that would
very
be
barely
needed
Arabs.
for greater Israel too?
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
well, no, Jordan is not
Probably,
Saudi
yeah.
Arabia. So Greater Israel consists of most of Syria, which they're already in Syria. Syria is done. Even a new president, Ahmed. What's his last name? Ahmed is a former ISIS Mossad plant.
Uh-huh.
The current president is sitting right now. Lebanon, they're 1, 2, 3. They can take it over in one night if they want. Their issue when you go through Greater Israel is gonna be Iraq because they
Uh-huh.
want to take section of Iraq as well. That's gonna be their problem. But Syria and Lebanon are already gone, guys.
Uh-huh.
Israel already has strong hold on them. Is gone. When the time comes for Jordan, the king is gonna hand him the keys. Take it from me. The king of Jordan is gonna hand him the keys. Jordan is yours. Their only issue is going to be Iran and Iraq
Iran,
when they
yeah.
go up further on the map. That's going to be the challenge for them. They know they already have Jordan, Syria, and Lebanon. They already know that. Now they're thinking, how can we weaken Iraq and Iran?
Uh-huh.
And guess what? Who's been attacking Iran and Iraq for the past 20
Uh-huh.
years? Us. Hello.
Uh-huh.
We've been doing it. If you actually watch Netanyahu's conferences and speeches, for years upon years, he's been preaching, we got to take Iran out. We need a
Uh-huh.
regime change in Iran. Iran has these type of weapons.
Yeah.
Iran has mass destruction weapons. Same thing with Saddam. Netanyahu said Saddam has mass destruction weapons. He sent America in there. It's like where their dog? Where Israel's dog? Go
Uh-huh.
bite him, and we're gonna go bite you.
Yeah.
So we've been trying to weaken that region for a long time for Israel's greater plan. That's why we attacked Iraq. We destroyed Iraq. Till today, Iraq is destroyed. The only city that's partially fixed is Baghdad, the capital. But all the surrounding cities are completely still in rubble, destroyed. Iran, we try to weaken them, but we kind of fell back a little bit because Iran is very powerful, by the way. And don't forget, Russia and China are allies.
Uh-huh.
So World War III will happen, and America and Israel are not ready for that yet. So they know what they're doing. Everything is timing, guys. Everything is timing. You know what I mean? So for Israel and Netanyahu, they believe once the greater Israel happens, that's when their Messiah comes back. They're
Uh-huh.
getting ready for the Messiah. So once they take over Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, Iraq, they're gonna destroy the second holiest place, which is called the Aqsa Mosque. You know what that is, Dr. Rabbi, right? Ravi?
Yeah.
The Aqsa Mosque. They're gonna destroy it and build Solomon's temple.
So
That's
they're gonna,
where
yeah.
they're saying exactly
I
where the
have I
Aqsa
have
Mosque
read that,
is.
yeah.
They're gonna build that and wait for the Messiah to come back. So this has been planned for thousands of years, guys. It's nothing new, and it's been happening. But now we have cameras. Now we have social media. Now we actually get to witness this genocide live, this Holocaust live. back in Germany, there was no television. There was no radio. Well, they had radios, but nobody was on radios. Didn't have no journalists like today. Didn't have social media. Didn't have the recordings,
Yeah.
the phone, the iPhones. They didn't have that. And what did people say? Oh my God, if we seen it, we would have intervened. We would have did something to stop it. We would have helped.
Right.
Okay, now you seen it happen in Gaza. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing about that? Nothing. You
Yeah.
guys just turn a blind eye. As long as that happened to me and my kids, that's what they say. Me and my kids are safe. Guess what? You and your kids might be next. Okay, Israel's not gonna be done there. Israel already owns America. So believe me, it's gonna come to America eventually.
Yeah.
Israel is bound to destroy the world, man. They want to destroy the world and control the whole world. With their Messiah, they believe they're gonna run the world with their Messiah. It's starts with a greater Israel. The Messiah comes, they just conquer the whole world. And that's their plan. That's their plan from day one. You know, in Islam, we believe they're working with the devil, and we believe they're working with the Antichrist, which we call it the Dajjal. Okay, and that's very, very deep. I don't want to get into that, but we believe their Messiah is gonna be the Dajjal. They call him our Dajjal, the Antichrist. And then we believe in Islam, Jesus comes back and kills the Antichrist, and he lives happily 40 more years on earth. And this is all in the Quran predicted already what's going to happen. We know Israel's going to win the war, this current war. The Quran tells us Israel's going to take Palestine, they're going to take Lebanon, they're going to take Syria, they're going to go on with their plan. And yes, their so-called Messiah is going to come back. It's true. It's in the Talmud, Torah, Bible, and the Quran. But God says that Jesus will come back because in Islam, we believe in Jesus never died. You know, we believe that God replaced him with a lookalike, one of the apostles, his friends that snitched on him to the Romans. Anyway, long story short, we believe Jesus is still alive. He'll come down and kill the Antichrist and dismantle the Zionists. That's when Zionism will disappear, when Jesus comes back.
What's the time frame between the Antichrist and and Jesus coming back? I'm just curious because you
Okay,
don't need
so
much time to
there is a
destroy the
time
world.
frame. That's a good question. There's a time frame. Uh, the Antichrist will come back, and they say he'll be on Earth for years before Jesus comes back. He'll
So
he'll
not
he'll
too long.
travel the world, conquering, and they say that God gave him powers. So what he'll do is he'll say, "I am God. I am." The people think he's Jesus. People think he's God. He's Jesus, whatever. And he'll bring people back from it. He'll show you your dead parents. He'll give you water, food with a blink of an eye. God gave him that power, but God also warned us of him in the Quran. He says, "Listen, if you're a true believer, you'll see on his forehead, it'll say kafir. Kafir means a non-believer. So God says, whether you're Muslim or you just have faith in God, if you have real faith, you have to be a Muslim. If you have real faith, you will see that word on his head, non-believer. And God says, run away. Do not try to fight him. Do not try to talk to him. Go the opposite way of the Dajjal, the Antichrist. So he's gonna run the world for years before Jesus comes. But when Jesus comes, he's gonna slay him. He's gonna have a special sword and then kill him with it. And then people's gonna see Jesus and they're like, oh, we thought he was Jesus, and whoever accepts Jesus' message that I'm here, for a purpose and follow me now. I'm the real Jesus, not that Jesus, the so-called Jesus. And it's a very long story in the Quran. We don't want to get into it, but it is it's also in the Talmud too, the same story in the Quran. They're very. I read the Talmud, I read the Bible, and I read the Quran. It's very similar to the Talmud. The Bible is a little bit different, but the Quran and the Talmud is very, very similar when it comes to the Antichrist. But they believe that their Messiah beats Jesus because they hate Jesus. That's the only difference. They
Cool.
believe their Messiah beats Jesus and kills Jesus, but on the contrary, Jesus kills him and saves the world from Zionism. Ultimately, it's deep, man. It's very deep, guys. This is it sucks for the Palestinians because we live with them, so we are the people on the front lines. But trust me, it's not hatred for Palestinians only. They hate the whole world.
Yeah.
Like I said, they call us filth and non-human beings, and like we just happen to be there and we're defending our right, and they're massacring us first. But they've killed millions of people around the world that you don't know about. Israel kills people left and right everywhere, not only in Palestine.
Oh well, they
They've
train
killed millions of
terrorists
people
around the
all
world.
over the world. Africa,
Yeah.
okay, Ireland wars happen, Poland wars. You gotta understand, a lot of these wars happen from the Jewish people, these Jewish people. And again, when I say Jewish people, I don't mean the real Jews that believe in the Torah. I'm talking about the Zionist Jews, the people that hijack Judaism. They hijacked this religion and ran with it, so people can say, "Oh my God, they're the chosen people." But on the contrary, the guy that started Zionism, what's his name? Theodore Herzl. Theodore, he was a pagan. He was an atheist. He had no God. So the founder of Zionism is a freaking atheist. like look at an oxymoron here, guys. Look at
Yeah.
an oxymoron.
So
Look him up, Theodore Herzl.
do you think that that's the reason why nobody's doing anything, because there's some kind of like religious thing taking its course? I mean, is that possible that that's the reason why no one is doing anything, which is
Um,
like kind of scary?
partially, but still, to see little kids die and women and children is
Yeah.
I don't care what religion tells you is going to happen. Somebody's got to stop this, man. You know what
Uh-huh.
I mean? Whether you believe it's biblical or Quranic or the Abrahamic faith, that this is bound to happen. Somebody should intervene and stop the killing of children, man. Because these are innocent little kids. They have nothing to do with Hamas, nothing to do with Israel. They're just little kids playing soccer in the street with no shoes. You know what I mean? Innocent little children looking for water and looking for food. Somebody has to intervene and stop this because it's getting out of hand, man. According to UN reports, it's saying 65,000 dead Palestinians. No, it's way greater than that. We are saying it's 500,000 plus already dead,
Uh-huh.
and still people under the rubble, under buildings. So it's sickening, man. There were 2 million people in Gaza. We're down to 1.5. What happened to the 500,000 people?
Yeah.
Where'd they go? Egypt are not taking them in. Some went there that was injured, but Egypt are not taking in hundreds of thousands of people. Jordan's not taking them in. Nobody's taking them in. What happened to the unaccounted 500,000 people? Gaza is blocked off. There's blockades. You can't leave the city. You cannot. Where's the 500,000 people? They're not underground.
I mean,
That's
even
crazy.
even the 65,000 is way
It's still
too.
too much. Yeah.
It's still too
Yeah.
much. I mean, I said this about close to at the beginning of this year. There's a number that the numbers for the casualties of innocent civilians in the first year of the conflict, or not even the conflict, the first year of
Genocide.
the genocide. Um, Percentage wise, there's more innocents killed in this genocide than World War II
Yeah.
in that first year. Like that's insane. Like put that on a percentage basis, and then now I heard 2 weeks ago that Palestine now has the highest number of amputee children in the
Uh-huh.
world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Highest amputees and children dead. Um,
That's that's um that's inexcusable. That's like there we America has a lot of blood on their hands
yeah.
for this.
And don't
I
forget
mean,
about the million Iraqis America killed for no reason.
yeah,
The million
it's
Iraqis, 1 million Iraqis dead.
I mean, I'm going to be able to look at my children in 10, 15, 20 years when they look back at this being just as bad as I mean, this is going to go down in history as, Holocaust level, just a horrible part of
Brother,
human history that I'm going to be able to look at my kids and say I spoke up.
yeah, you're on the right side of history, man. Listen,
That's
Israel knew if you take out Saddam Hussein that the region was theirs. The only person in the way was Saddam.
Uh-huh.
After they took out Saddam, oh my God, the Middle East went to shit, guys. The Middle East went to
Yeah.
shit. And that was Israel's plan all along, weaken the region and go with the greater plan Israel to take over Iraq too. They knew Saddam was in their way, and Saddam knew who they were. Saddam, don't forget, he threw 39 rockets at Israel. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Uh-huh.
And he said, if there's one Arab leader that's a man, make my count 40. So he said, just throw one rocket. Nobody did it. Nobody did it. They're all afraid. And
That's
once
nuts.
it, yeah, once took Saddam out of power, decided to put in plans. ISIS, ISIL, those are all Mossad agents. Those are not
Uh-huh.
Muslims. All those guys in that region were never Muslims. They just planted them to destroy the Middle East. al-Baghdadi in Iraq. Al-Baghdadi was an American. He's hanging out with John McCain at the beaches. Al-Baghdadi, he was a Mossad agent. So every group they put over there, most of ISIL, ISIS, even parts of Al Qaeda, they weren't Arab Muslims, they weren't Afghanis, they were undercover Mossad agents to create that confusion and a conflict over there. And just they know. We take Saddam out, we take Gaddafi out, the two strongest leader in that area, we're gonna take over. And now they've been trying to kill the leader of Iran recently, Al Khomeini. They threatened Iran, if you don't stop attacking Israel, we know where Al Khomeini is, and we're gonna kill him. And that's when that's when Iran said, okay, we're gonna stop. You know what I mean? They told Trump, respect to you, we're gonna stop. He blew up their so-called nuclear, buildings, and
That was
yeah,
fake.
Yeah, that
yeah, it's
was
all, of
even
course,
fake.
100% fake.
Yeah.
They don't have no nuclear. They don't have no
No.
nuclear.
Well, they were
It's
given 3 days notice to remove everything. I mean, there were
yeah,
videos of trucks being,
yeah. It's
carrying
it's
out.
all a
Yeah.
game, man. And listen, I wouldn't doubt if Iran works with Israel too, man. It's just like you don't know what's what anymore. You really
Yeah.
don't know what's what.
See, that's the scary part. So, like, the other thing is like even here now with laws being, talked about, being passed about, not if you talk against or like call out these people that then you're committing some kind of crime. I mean, that's ridiculous. And I think, Trey, I sent you this clip from Tucker Carlson. Might be a good time to play that one so that you can listen to what Tucker has to say about, why that's such a bad idea of like, calling people anti-Semitic when,
Oh yeah, he's been
you're
labeled anti-Semitic. Poor
it's
Tucker
crazy. I
Carlson.
mean, these are people that worked with Trump. I mean, like supported him just like us.
Yeah,
And now we see what's going on that's wrong. And, we have to call it out because, you don't want to be caught on the wrong side of the fence, in a
absolutely.
genocide situation. Anyways, let's listen to him and see what he has to say.
Not acceptable. And I think the real answer is Jeffrey Epstein was working on behalf of intel services, probably not American. And we have every right to ask, on whose behalf was he working? How does a guy go from being a math teacher at the Dalton School in the late 70s with no college degree to having multiple airplanes, a private island, and the largest residential house in Manhattan? Where did all the money come from? And no one has ever gotten to the bottom of that because no one has ever tried. And moreover, it's extremely obvious to anyone who watches that this guy had direct connections to a foreign government. And no one's allowed to say that that foreign government is Israel because we have been somehow cowed into thinking that that's naughty. There is nothing wrong with saying that. There is nothing hateful about saying that. There's nothing anti-Semitic about saying. There's nothing even anti-Israel about saying that. I've spent my entire life pretty much in Washington, where I knew and loved a number of people, including one very close person who worked at CIA. That has never prohibited me from saying, I think the CIA has done some horrible things, murdered a bunch of people, participated in the murder of a sitting US president. It's got a whole trail of crimes. That doesn't make me a disloyal American. It doesn't make me anti-American in any sense. I was born here. My family's been here for hundreds of years. I love this country. That's why I live here. So criticizing the behavior of a government agency does not make you a hater. It makes you a free person. It makes you a citizen. You're allowed to do that because you're not a slave. You're a citizen.
You're not allowed no
And
more.
you have a right to expect
Yeah.
that your government will not act against your interests, and you have a right to demand that foreign governments not be allowed to act against your interests. That's not creepy. It shouldn't be forbidden. And yet all of us have trained ourselves to believe that you can't say that somehow, that that's like too naughty and forbidden. And the effect of making that off limits has been to create a lot of resentment, and I'll say it, hate online, where people feel like they can't just say, like, what the hell is this? You have the former Israeli prime minister living in your house. You have had all this contact with the foreign government. Were you working on behalf of Mossad? Were you running a blackmail operation on behalf of foreign government? By the way, every single person in Washington, D.C. thinks that. I've never met anyone who doesn't think that. I don't know any of them that hate Israel, but no one feels they can say that. Why? And I think the longer that we play along with it, the more subterranean and creepy and hateful the conversation actually becomes. So I think it's better just to say it right out loud. Did this happen? And of course, that question has been asked to the government of Israel, and their answer is, we're not going to tell you. And I think our answer should be, no, no, no. As long as we're sending you money, if you were committing crimes on our soil, we have an absolute right to know, did you do this or not? And yet everybody has been so brainwashed into thinking that's somehow an expression of hate or bigotry, when it's not. It's a baseline question that every U.S. citizen has a right to an answer on. What the hell was this? And by the way, if it turns out that it was nothing not acceptable.
So that's,
He's
I mean,
absolutely right.
yeah.
We're American citizens. We should know where our money's going and what's it being used for.
So he made
And we should be allowed to criticize a foreign government using our money to kill people. He's 100% right.
Mhm.
We don't have freedom of speech no more, guys. Our
Yep.
First Amendment is gone. We don't
Yep.
have freedom of religion. We're basically, oh, if you talk, we're gonna arrest you. We're gonna give you 5 years for saying Israel a terrorist or Israel's command genocide. Like, people are getting years in jail for speaking out against a genocide. It's sickening.
I mean, this is a
Students are
this
losing
is a
their visas.
what he said opens up a whole new conversation on the side. I mean, so if Epstein was indeed a Mossad agent and he was doing, his island was the capital of the blackmail process, and we know that there was, pedophiles over there, young children, men flying back and forth, all this. I mean, like, we know who was on that list. That's a problem because, no one is not now going to do anything about it because all of the people who we need to make that call to stop sending money to Israel, to make Israel stop what they're doing, have been already blackmailed by this guy. And this is one of the reasons why probably Trump just decided to say, tell us all that, the Epstein files never existed. And why are you asking about it? I mean, people think that a lot of the people in this country are just like, so brainwashed that I mean, let me use the word, they're stupid, right? I mean, they'll just
Very
believe
stupid.
whatever you're being told and, they'll just kind of go along with it. I mean, I see this a lot in this MAGA movement right now. And, I have to say that I was, I thought I was part of it, but now I can't even like agree on half the things that these guys are saying because it doesn't make sense. No one's asking the right questions. And then when things happen, they make excuses to justify the nonsense that is being said. And we saw this during COVID too, right? I mean, during COVID, the woke Democrats were justifying everything the government was saying, and they wished death on people who didn't follow it, right? I mean, mask up, get vaccinated, or you're going to die. I mean, like, this was the mantra back then, right? The
Yeah.
guys now are doing the same thing with all of these situations right now, even with Israel. I mean, the same story. It's a different theme, but the same principle, same story. So, like you said, Ali, I mean, like, yeah, we need to stop it. We know what we need to do. But in this atmosphere and in this level of corruption, money, power, and blackmail, I don't see it happening.
the people who
Yeah.
need to do something that would have to do something to bring about actual change are the key people that
Yeah,
are they're being either blackmailed or they're complicit.
they're complicit. Yeah.
So that's kind of what I was hinting to, earlier on, what actually needs to happen, because it seems like the people in government that would actually need to do something about this can't or won't. So
That's why we believed in Trump when he said, "I'm gonna come clean out the swamp and take everybody out that's dirty and deep state," and we actually believed him.
I did.
I
I'll say it.
voted for the guy.
You
I
all
voted
did.
for the guy. I was like,
I
oh
voted
wow,
for him all 3
he's gonna
times. I
come
mean, it's
clean out Congress, clean out the Democrats, clean out Senate, and he became part of them, even worse than all of them.
I was about, like,
the
his
thing,
first term wasn't that bad. Like, his first term was the only thing that really was like, wow. Like, and I'm still young. That was the first time that I was like, wow, I can actually trust what this guy is saying,
Yeah,
because he followed through with,
we all
and
fell for it, Trey. We all
me
fell
and
for it.
Ravi talked about this on previous episodes. Like, he was in his first term, he followed through on majority of his campaign promises. He was like, he had built a rapport and trust with the American people and the people who had voted for him.
His
So
first term, he didn't take Israeli money. That's why. I don't know if you guys know that. His first term, he did not take money from nobody.
Yeah.
so
Yeah, that's true.
now, but yeah, now
I
you
think
have the
I
exact opposite.
I don't
Exact
know if,
opposite.
I mean, I'm sure he knew, but I mean, I don't think I was quite aware that the US deep state was in its entirety funded by Israel.
100%.
Yeah, so
It
like, I
was. It
mean,
was. There's
if I
proof. There's
knew
proof
that,
to it.
I would probably have not voted for this guy. I mean, I would have just tossed my vote in the lake because you know that he's not going to do anything about it because he took the
Right.
money and he cannot drain the swamp by immersing himself in the swamp in the first place.
Okay, yeah, he's
Yeah,
wading with
like I
them all.
said, they got blackmail on him, guys. Like I said, I think he had good intentions coming in, but his
Oh, I think
son-in-law,
so too. Yeah.
his son-in-law got to him, and they have blackmail. They have heavy blackmail on him.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, and I'm not saying that he hasn't done any good at all. And I think Trey and I talked about this on our previous episodes too. I mean, I think he's done a lot of good, but what really needs to happen to change what's going on in this country and put America first is not going to happen with
It's not
this.
happening. It's not
It's not,
happening.
and it won't happen either.
America was never first in his second term. He came
Yeah.
back for Israel first. He came back to do exactly what Israel wants, and he's making it happen for them. Don't forget his first term. He gave him Jerusalem. You remember his first term?
Uh-huh.
He gave him Golden Heights. Okay, and now he came back even stronger vengeance for Israel. Whatever they want, he's doing. It's like I don't know, man. They got something on him, and he just whatever they say happens.
I
Even
mean,
when
it's so
Bibi came, when Netanyahu came, he even sat him down and pushed his chair in for him. I don't know if you guys
yeah,
seen that.
yeah, yeah.
He literally sat him down in the chair and pushed it in for him. It's like you're a
This is the
president.
guy
You're one of
who,
the
like,
biggest presidents we ever had in this country. What are you
he
doing?
made fun of Obama for being respectful to other people's cultures and, like, giving a small bow to a foreign diplomat,
Yeah.
because that was their culture. And here's the guy pushing the chair, and like, that's why I said he did such a 180. Something happened.
Uh-huh.
Something was uncovered. Like, it didn't make any sense. The Trump that's in office right now is not the Trump that was in office in 2016.
You never know. They probably use MK Ultra on him too. It
Nice.
happens.
I mean,
It's a
maybe that was
possibility.
all planned that way too. I mean, like give him the leeway in the first term and then interfere in the 2020 election, get the other guy to win and then make him come back and then blackmail him. I mean, who knows? I mean, they
I
are
mean,
capable of anything.
and I've said this before on the show too. These people are not stupid. They are evil.
Yeah.
They are absolutely evil, and even I'd say their belief system might be really out there. But these are very, very, very intelligent people. So, like Ravi, what you just said, like I'm like, wow, I didn't even consider that. Are they that devious? Could it be
Oh,
that
absolutely.
elaborate? Could
Oh,
that be
yeah.
that elaborate of a plot? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Brother, they
it's just
plan and plot years ahead.
Mm-hmm.
They have a vision for 100 years ahead.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. When they assassinated JFK, they knew where they were heading. Whoever gets in their way gets assassinated. President,
I mean, there's stuff that
kings,
goes back towards Lincoln.
businessmen,
They
anybody in your
assassinated
way, they
Lincoln to get
assassinate
him out
him.
of the
They don't
way.
care who you are. They
Yeah.
don't care if you're a president or a king.
Yeah.
They've killed plenty of kings overseas.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? They've killed plenty of kings. They even say that they're saying they killed Princess Diana too. So that these guys have no limits, guys. They have no limits.
Yeah.
Like if you're in their way, you're done. You're done, man. It's sad to say. The world knows it. We know it. But what can we do about it, guys? Like, what power do we have to stop them? All we can use is our voice. And now, unfortunately, we're about to go to jail for our voice now. It's sickening.
So here's a question. Here's the other, now, we have to ask ourselves the question. I mean, if we know this and if we know that nothing's going to stop them, and, now you answered my question about the Arab countries, why they're not supporting him, which I, believe, I mean, you're right. I just wanted to hear it from you. But so what is the end game for those trapped Palestinians? I mean, does it make sense for them to like
I was
just
telling my
leave?
wife yesterday. It's funny you said that. I was talking to my wife yesterday. We were sitting outside in the backyard, and I'm looking at the sky. I'm like, I'm telling my wife Aruba, I'm like, when is it gonna stop? Are they planning on killing 1.5 million Palestinians? Is that what's gonna happen? I'm like, there's no end to this.
Uh-huh.
Hamas tried relentlessly to release the hostages, for them to withdraw. They don't want the hostages. They actually killed the hostages. They don't care about the hostages.
Yeah.
It was never about the hostages, Dr. Rabi. It was never about the
Oh,
hostages.
I know that.
Hamas made so many proposals to give the hostages back. We just need a complete withdrawal of Gaza. They don't want that.
No.
If they want listen, if they want the hostages, they can get them out overnight. Hamas
Uh-huh.
is willing, and they saying take your hostages, but get out of Gaza. Let us rebuild. Let us grow. Bibi does not want that. He wants to take Gaza and keep moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of the greater Israel. He has a plan. They want the Messiah to come back so bad, but the only way the Messiah comes back is when they invade the whole region. When they knock down Al-Aqsa temple, when they build the Solomon temple, excuse me, not Al-Aqsa mosque, not temple, and when they build the Solomon temple, Netanyahu is not going to stop. He does not care about 25, 30 hostages.
Uh-huh.
They're killing millions of people. You
Yeah.
think they care about 15, 20 Jewish hostages? They don't care.
So
He's going according to his Talmud and his plans.
So basically, what you're saying is when these dumb politicians and their wives and whoever else relatives tell us that, the war would never have started if Hamas released the hostages on October 8th. War would have stopped on the 9th.
Absolutely
What would you
bullshit.
tell them? Yeah,
I
exactly. Yeah,
tell him
that's what I want to
complete
do.
bullshit. This was pre-planned from thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
This
But
is
this is
part
the
of the
kind of
plan.
thing, what you don't understand. I mean, this is the kind of idiocy that people who live here believe. I mean, these are the kinds of things that people tell us. Like when we say this
Yeah,
stuff,
they call us conspiracy theorists.
yeah,
You know,
and
they
then
say
they'll
you're
tell us that,
crazy, you're a conspiracy
well,
theorist.
it didn't have to go that far. And I'm like, no, you don't understand what's going on behind it because you're brainwashed. You're a brainwashed idiot.
Yeah.
You basically
Well,
don't
you're
understand, can't see in front of your nose. And
The
then you're
people
telling
that tell
us,
you that, Ravi, they just want to live in their own bubble.
right,
They
yeah,
don't want to be bothered. They don't want to see nothing. They don't care. As long as they're okay, the kids are safe at home, that's all they care about.
mhm,
Okay?
yeah,
They can't go against their churches. They can't go against their priests. They can't go against their what they've been raised and taught. You just can't do
mhm,
it.
yeah,
They're not critical thinkers. They don't think outside the box. They're just trapped in this little world that they grew up in, and they think Israel's God's chosen people, and that's all they want to know. They don't want to be educated. They don't want to learn. They don't want to hear no new information. They don't
mhm,
care. They
right,
really don't care. So it's like you're being a dead horse. You're being a dead
uh,
horse to the ground. You know, you're talking to a wall at that point.
yeah,
That's why I don't argue on Facebook no more. I don't argue on Twitter. I just when it come on a Zionist on my page, block. Have a good day. I'm tired. I'm done. When people support Israel and genocide, block. I'm done educating. It's like you're just going 360s, 360s. You're
yeah,
not getting nowhere. What's the point? You know what I mean?
yeah,
And at the end of the day, there's a greater mission for Israel, and they're not gonna stop. I told my wife, I think they will exterminate all 1.5 million Palestinians. That's their end goal.
right. And they
well,
have
And
made
if
it
then
they
they'll
did,
tell
clear
you,
too, right?
oh, the only way to
if
do it is blowing up the whole Gaza Strip.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna be the ending result. They're gonna take out a couple Palestinians, some Jordan, some Egypt, and end up just nuking the F out of Gaza, bro.
well,
That's
if
what's gonna
they
happen
did,
eventually.
if it was just about stabilizing the Gaza Strip, they would have been okay when
Mm.
Egypt was willing to take
Yeah,
the
they want to
Palestinians
kill them.
in.
They want to kill them.
So I
You
think
gotta
we,
understand
Ravi, we
part of
talked
the
about that before.
Trey.
Is
Let me stop you right there before you get further. Sorry, before I get my train of thought. Part of the Talmud, when their so-called whatever God, prophet, whatever he is, their hero, the savior that's coming, they have to kill millions of people. That's what speeds them up. There's actually an early interview with a big rabbi telling Netanyahu, speed it up. This is back in the 80s. He's telling Netanyahu, speed it up. He says, we'll work on it. They're like, no. He hasn't came back yet, the Messiah. Our Messiah hasn't came back. Speed it up. And they're speaking in Hebrew. The translation is kill more children. He said, kill more children. That's what they believe, that he'll come back, your Messiah, when kids die. So this is part of their plan. They want to kill. They want to kill. Their Messiah, the Antichrist, the devil, love to see little children dead. You know, when the devil went to war with God, one of the promises is he's gonna take a lot of children with him, and that's what Israel's doing. They're fulfilling the devil's wish. They're killing children. The blood of children brings their Messiah back faster.
That's
Rabbi,
absolutely
I gotta send
crazy.
you some scriptures. It's deep.
That's
So
I
for them, they want to kill. They don't want Hamas to release the hostages. Like I said, I think ultimately they're gonna take out some Palestinians. Okay, some here, some there. Then they're gonna just go crazy with the bombing of Gaza.
I mean, I just don't. And this goes for this goes for any religion. Just me personally, I don't
Yeah,
understand any religion that can consider themselves morally good, but their belief system requires the death of innocent people in order to achieve some greater good. Like I'm sorry, like the ends don't justify the means in any situation, even when religion plays a part in it.
yeah.
Like and that's with any religion.
No, absolutely, I
I
agree
don't
with
care.
you,
I don't care what I don't care what it is.
brother.
If your religion requires even one innocent child to die in order for something good to happen, then you might need to
That tells you a lot about the
sit.
Talmud. That tells you a
You need
lot.
to sit and really contemplate your belief system and your existence. Like if that's what you were raised to believe, hey, we got to kill these innocent people in order to achieve something
With
good.
every
Yeah, it's
accusation and confession, man, they accuse little Palestinian kids to hate Jews. They said they teach them young to hate us. They give them weapons. They train them to kill us.
they don't
On the
need to be
contrary,
taught. You're teaching them by
they're
killing their
teaching
families.
Yeah.
these little kids to be
You-
IDF soldiers, and your enemies are Palestinians. Like I said, Dr. Finkelstein said it best. Every accusation is confession, man. Whatever they say the Palestinians are doing, they're doing it. Take it from me, brother. We're not bad people. We just want to live like everybody else. If you ever go to Palestine, you'll see the warmth, the welcoming from the Palestinian people. They'll welcome you in their house. They'll feed you out of their hands, man. So many testimonies out there. People go visit Palestine. We want to see what's really Palestine about. They'll go to Israel first. They go to Tel Aviv, and then they'll cross the border. They go to Palestine. And the Jews warn them, no, don't go in. Stay. They'll kill you. They'll kidnap you. They go there. They fall in love with the Palestinian people, man. They fall in love. They say most compassionate, soft-hearted, welcoming, soft-spoken people. How how you betray these people to be terrorists and killers when they're so sweet? Like the Palestinians, brother, you gotta understand, we come from Jesus, man. Us Palestinians, we are descendants of Jesus, not the Jews. In Israel, you're not allowed to do a DNA test. You know that, right?
Mm. No,
In
I
Mhm.
didn't know
Israel,
that.
they banned
Yeah, yeah.
DNA testing. If an Israeli does a DNA test, he'll get 5 years in prison. You're
You
not
have
allowed to
to
do
get
no DNA
special
testing.
permission to get a
Wow.
DNA test
Yeah,
in the
so
entire
Palestinians, when
state
we
of
do DNA
Israel.
testing, we trace back to 35, 4,000 years in that land. So we actually come from the Abrahamic faith, really. We come from Jesus. We are descendants of Jesus, the Palestinians. My aunt, till this day, still lives in Bethlehem, 2 blocks away from where Jesus was born. My aunt has a beautiful home there. Okay? So we are the same people as Jesus. We actually hold his compassion. We are from his presence, man. But these dirty, filthy Zionists have nothing to do with that land.
Uh-huh.
They're from, we said it earlier, they're from Europe. They're from Ukraine, Russia, Ashkenazis. They have nothing to do with that land. Okay, we are the ancestors of that land, man. We've been there 3,000, 4,000 years. We are the original Canaanites, the Philistines. You heard of Philistines?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
We are the Philistines. We are the Canaanites. When we run a DNA, we trace back to them. When they run the DNA, they trace back to Eastern Europe. These guys,
Oh, so that's why they're banned.
yeah. So when they use that term anti-Semitic, no, on the contrary, we're the Semites. The Arabs in that region are Semites, not you.
Man, you really want to make them all, make politicians and everybody in America lose their shit. Say, no, you're the anti-Semite, actually,
Right.
if you really want to
Yeah, yeah,
go about it.
absolutely. It's a truth, man. It's a truth, brother. They stole their identity. They stole their food. They stole their music. They stole everything that we have. The Palestinians. They stole our culture, man. They dress like us. They even wear keffiyehs now. Falafel. They stole our falafel recipe. They say they created falafel. They stole the hummus recipe. Our gyro, the shawarma. They stole it. They stole all our food. They have no background. They have no heritage. They have no history. They stole everything that belongs to us, and they stole it. They stole our land. They stole everything from us, man. Even our
Jeez.
music. They stole our music. They're
I've heard of
sick.
identity theft. I haven't heard of entire culture
culture theft. They
heritage
stole everything
theft
from us,
before.
man. Everything from us. Even our food, they say they created falafel and hummus. You guys just started 70 years ago. We had this for freaking 300 years, 500 years already in Palestine and Lebanon. Hummus and falafel. Like, what is wrong with you
Jeez.
people?
I have to tell you, I used to go to this friend of mine. I mean, he was a Palestinian guy, and he had a restaurant up here in about a mile away from where I live. Man, that guy, I mean, he used to make. So I was part of a vegan community here in Cleveland, and we used to have meetup group nights there. And I used to call the guy and say, hey, you know, can you make us a couple of things? So you're gonna come, I'll bring like 20 people. The man makes food for a village. I'm not
Yeah.
kidding you, right? I mean, he's such a nice guy. I mean, he makes like tons of food, and then, you know, we can't of course eat all of that. I mean, you know, people here don't eat that
Yeah,
much.
Palestinians are like that.
Yeah, and then they want us to take it home. I mean, like, they were the nicest people. Hey, it was such a pleasure having you on the show.
Likewise,
The 2
likewise.
hours went by, no
Yeah.
issues. I mean, we
I
loved
really
having
enjoyed it. I
you.
really appreciate you guys calling me on your
No,
podcast, and we had
we
a great
appreciate
discussion today,
you.
man. I felt like we covered a lot of topics. You know, we went a little bit too deep, but Dr. Ravi, you
No,
know,
that's
we're
okay.
conspiracy theorists, is what we do.
That's okay. That's okay. I think people need to hear this, and I hope people watch this, share this, and get the message out there that what we are hearing is not accurate, and the accurate information firsthand coming from you is a whole different story, and then what the greater plan is. And I think, you know, that might actually open the eyes of people here,
Yeah,
so they won't support this, and then, you know, maybe that will change something. Thank you
yeah,
so
for
much
sure.
for coming up
Thank you.
again.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. We will not be labeled as anti-vaxxers, anti-Semites. Good luck.
You know that I don't care about labels, right?
Yeah, we don't care. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Yeah, you
Trey,
too.
my
Thank
man, nice
you.
meeting you,
Guys, have a
and
great
we'll see
night.
you. We'll talk soon.
All
Thank
righty.
you guys.
Thanks, guys. Good
Take
night.
care. Okay, bye-bye.